Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hi, folks. I'm Mike, and I really do hope you're well. I know I always say that, but I mean it more this time. We are here, of course, to decide who the three winners will be for the Ample Sound Hellrazer giveaway. Sorry, it's 11:30 at night here, and I've been working all day on next week's video, which has been quite an epic production. So I may be a bit scatty this evening, and I've sort of rushed in at the last minute. And then, and you'll understand this feeling, I suddenly had inspiration for a song. So literally, I don't know, about 35 minutes ago, I'd opened up everything on my computer, my DAW, to quickly get a beat down and some chords and some bits and pieces. And then I was like, oh, quick, I've got to do that show. So I rushed in here. So it's been a crazy, crazy day. And it's a crazy, crazy time in the world. We'll get a little bit onto that a little bit later. But first of all, I just want to run through the format of the show. It's going to be a fairly quick show, just a little bit of news here and there. And then we're going to get through to the three winners. And of course, just to reiterate, although the review was for the awesome new 9-string Hellrazer plugin, each winner can actually pick anything. There was one exception. It was the China, is it called the China Peeper? Anyway, there was one exception, but the winner can pick anything from the Ample Sound library. You all had a good look at it, and you wrote some really interesting comments. I did read them all in the forum, but I didn't want to reply to all of them there because I didn't want to kind of cloud that forum up with my replies, because I wanted it to be all entries. But thank you so much for those of you who did enter. And it was really great because it really created an opportunity for me to kickstart the forum, because before I was starting the forum, I was thinking it's sort of tricky to start a forum because who wants to go to a forum when there's nobody there? So I thought, that was my evil plan, you see. And it worked. You're in there, and it was good to see some of you getting into other parts of the forum and saying hi. So I hope you're inspired to use that as a place to answer and ask questions about different things, because sometimes I'm not always the best at answering my emails. Some people will attest to that. Now, before we do get stuck in to the first winner, I want to say hi to a few people. First of all, I want to say hi to some people who have contributed to the channel via my PayPal Me link recently. A big thanks to Steve Kaplan, Hugh Sutton, Chris Cowan, and Colin Ricketts. Thank you, guys. You're the most recent people to donate to the channel, and it really does help me out, especially in these times. I'm sure you'd all need some help of some kind in these times. Now, the other people I want to thank again are the admins of the forums. You know who you are, but I've thanked you before, but it's been great that you've been in there and being active in the forums as well. So thanks, guys. I really do appreciate that, because since I finished the series, it's been a crazy time. There was a few videos that I planned to get out, and I'll be talking a little bit about those later on in this show. Now, before we get to the first one, I do want to say hello to a few people who are here in the chat, and there's a few of you already, so thanks for coming in. And for those who have said where they are, I'm going to say hi to you. So we have, first of all, Italian 58. Nice to see you again, sir, from Montreal. Always nice to see you. A big fan of the channel, a big supporter of the channel, of course, Mimo Japan. I've mentioned before that he does some awesome videos using Ample Sound's plugins as well, so they're really worth checking out. We've got David C here from the Philippines. And we've got Phil from the western suburbs of Sydney. It must be pretty late there, Phil. What are we talking, 2 o'clock in the morning? Something along those lines. So thanks for tuning in, Phil. And we have Rob from Sweden. Good to see you here. Rob Bryan from Niagara Falls. Of course, we had to have someone from Canada. Anyway, it's good to see you here. Joe, good to see you, Joe. How are you doing? Thank you for taking part in the forums, Joe. You've been awesome in there. Always a big help and always keeps me on my toes as well. And you're from the beautiful city of York, and it is a beautiful city. I can attest to that because I have been there a couple of times and it was wonderful. We have Ben from the Netherlands, another place I've been to, which I really enjoyed as well. Actually, I should say as well, we had someone from the Philippines. Been there as well. Enjoyed that. I have never been to Canada. I feel like I should go to Canada. I've mentioned this before. I want to say hi to Jacob from Pittsburgh. Good to see you here, Jacob. Nice photo as well. I like that. Good photo. And who else have we got here? We have a Peruvian MIDI lover. Greetings from Lima. I don't think we've ever had anyone from Lima here before. So I'm wishing all of you guys luck, because it would be nice if someone here in the actual live stream was to be a winner. So definitely make sure you let us know if you are a winner, guys. And we're going to go for the first pick. Now, I haven't got my usual name picker that I've had before. I was using a website for that. It's sort of crashed or didn't work anymore. And I'm in the middle of trying to write code my own name picker, but I'm getting bogged down with work. So if anyone wants to make me a name picker, if you're good at coding, yeah, thank you. Anyway, here we have the name picker. It's not that great because it doesn't show all your names on here. I'm a bit disappointed with it, but any port in the song. So we're going to go for the first winner now, and I'm going to click the wheel to spin it. Here we go, guys. Oh, clicking the wrong thing. Here we go. Try again. Oh, it's a bit dazzling, isn't it? A bit dazzling. Okay, so this is David. Oh, goodness me. Why did it have to be something I can't pronounce? Congratulations to David Zwisson. I think it's like his username, but not his name, if that makes sense. Anyway, congratulations. I assume your Christian name is David. So congratulations to David. You are the first winner, and you do get to pick. You do get to pick an Ample Sound prize of your choice, but you won't need to email me. I have everybody's emails on the system, so I will contact you, David, within a day or two, if not immediately after the show, depending on whether I can stay awake. But yeah, congratulations to David. David, I've gone. I'm back. Told you it was going to be a shoddy show. Anyway. Moving on, just before we do get into the other stuff, I'm going to just talk about the elephant in the room. It's been mentioned by someone earlier, and I'm only going to say the word coronavirus once, because you guys may not know that if I talk about it extensively on YouTube will penalize me, which for very good reasons. I'm not having a go at YouTube, but I'm just letting you guys know that I'm not going to say that word over and over again. Yeah, so it's very, very strange times we live in. To be honest with you, I'm probably going to touch this subject once, and then I'm not going to touch it too much on the channel at all. I see some YouTubers talking about it a lot, but I sort of feel that we're kind of oversaturated with news and reports on it. I'm sure you guys are, wherever you're in the world, about it. So I kind of like this to be a little bit free of doom and gloom. And this is a channel which is about music production anyway. I don't want to give you too much of my opinions, because I don't know that they are any more valid than anyone else's opinions. But just some people have inquired, just to let you know, myself and Susie are well, all our kids and everything are well, and we're going okay. But do let me know in the comments, please. Do let me know, if you're in the live stream now, how the current crisis is affecting you wherever you are in the world. Here in Australia, things may be quite different compared to if you're in Europe, in the States, or in certain parts of Asia. And I know someone's here from the Philippines, and there's been some quite drastic measures taken there. So let me know how it's affecting you, but I also want to know how it affects you musically. If you're in a music career of any kind, if you play live, that sort of thing, let me know how you're going there and what sort of ideas you're having to work around it. Now, moving on from there, I just wanted to remind you guys that I have alluded to this before, but we do have another giveaway coming up very, very soon on the channel. I say me. I have a giveaway coming up very soon on the channel. I'm just trying to prepare it, because I've got to make sure I do the rules and all those kinds of things correctly for these giveaways now. And just so you know, as you're here on the live stream, and maybe you're watching the replay, but you've bothered to check in, so you will know that I did a little video last week about a small home studio setup, and in that I included a Scarlett, a Focusrite Scarlett, audio interface, which they were kind enough to send me because I wasn't in need of a small interface myself, and I didn't want to recommend anything to you guys. I've had lots of Focusrite gear before and been very, very happy with it, but I don't happen to have a small unit at the moment because obviously I've got a much bigger audio interface, and I asked them if they could send me one so that I could try it out in order to be able to recommend it, which I have. I'm going to be doing a more detailed review of that particular audio interface coming up very soon. There's a couple of things I didn't mention, which some people have reminded me about it, which I'm going to mention and go into a bit more detail with it. But anyway, that will be not just a review, but that will be a giveaway. So I'll actually be giving that audio interface away. So it's brand new, except for it's been taken out of the box for me to film it and plug it in a couple of times. So I'll be doing a giveaway for some lucky person there. So if you're in the need of a new audio interface, look out for that. I don't think it's going to be next week. It may be the week after that I get that video out. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you watch all my videos. And you may be a lucky winner of that. Now, I've also got, I've got to say, I've got another audio interface which has arrived in the last week, which is it was really different. It's unusual. That's all I can say about it. But yeah, moving on. I think we'll go ahead and we will pick our next winner. So let's bring up our little wheel again. It's not David again. Don't worry, it can't be the same person twice. So let's hope it's someone here in the chat. Let's go for it. Oh, that really is dazzling. I don't know if that's hurting your eyes. Oh, there you go. It's Joe Grint, I believe. Joe, you are the winner of an Ample Sound plugin. Congratulations. Nice to see someone deserving. Was it you that was saying you didn't know if you were going to have time to use it, Joe? I can't remember. Or if you were going to be able to figure it out. But anyway, congratulations to Joe. Glad to see someone from the chat has won it. Really good stuff there. And I can't winner, in fact. So, Joe, I will email you, or you can email me or whatever. You've got my email. So I'm just going to have a quick look at some of the chat here. So I'm sorry about this, guys. Jacques is here. Oops, sorry, wrong person. Jacques, nice to see you. Always nice to see you. Thank you so much for all of your help. Joe, our most recent winner, was just saying we're both well. Been having to isolate my occasional asthma and diabetes. Fiona is over 70, also has chest problems. Still planning to get out 4 weeks and into the country. Yeah, I wish you hadn't brought it up a little bit, Joe, but I did ask you to, didn't I? And I don't want to get too whingy, but I will say that Susie does suffer from asthma quite badly. She's had to be rushed to hospital probably, I don't know, a couple of times in the last 2 or 3 years. And also our little youngster as well, I won't say his name, but he also gets it as well. So the shops are some of the shops here have been cleared out of the asthma puffers, sadly. And what happens is everyone just buys them thinking, I don't know how many you need, because they usually last, a while anyway. But they were all gone the other day. And it just meant that as soon as Susie saw them, because she did manage to find some, and she didn't buy loads, but she had to buy more than normal to make sure. And I think that's the troublesome pattern we get into with this this sort of panic buying which has gone on, is that then for the rest of us who aren't quite so panicked but need things, it means when we do see them, we have to buy them. Kind of crazy and a bit disappointing the way people are behaving in Australia, I have to tell you. But anyway, there you go. David C. It plays gigs tonight and it was all cancelled. Still got to go to work as an IT officer. Yeah, that's the thing that's going to happen. This is going to be tough, David, isn't it, on performing musicians? And a lot of people, there's some people who are performing full-time. There's some people that are performing and it still creates a substantial part of their income and it's really going to hurt. Now, I used to perform a lot. I don't so much anymore. But just to give you a little hint of something that I did, I belong to a local community group on Facebook, just for the small community where I live. And I asked the admins the other day if I were to post some or do some live streams of me singing and put a PayPal me link there, would that be okay? And they said, yeah, that would be fine. They'd love that. And, that's just one way. If you are a performing musician and you still need to create a little bit of income, you'll be surprised how generous people can be at times. So, yeah. And if you see your local musicians doing that sort of thing, then definitely do your best to help them out. Hey, sometimes just a small amount can really help them out. Moving on. Oh, yeah, there you go, Jacob. Make sure you watch out for that next video, that interface coming up. Mimo's safely locked away in his man cave, creating a new YouTube clip, a new YouTube clip. Yeah, that's, there's going to be a lot of people doing that. I might try and up the output of my video making just so that I'm keeping you guys informed about new things. We've got a question here about something not to do with what I'm not going to mention. How important would acoustic treatment be in a room for mixing? The whole empty shelves are going to be. Yeah, well, acoustic treatment is very, very important in a place. And honestly, if I'm quite honest with you, this is not a well-treated room. This is a very quick job that I'd done when I moved into this place, and I just haven't got around to do a proper treatment. And that's something I've got coming up probably in the next 2 to 3 months, and I'll hopefully video the whole making of some, sort of better panels that I'll be using. But yeah, it's almost so important that I'm going to say this. This is my suggestion. If you can't afford the monitor speakers and really good room treatment as well, then I think you're better off to go for headphones, to be quite honest with you. I know that's a bit controversial because some people say you can't mix on headphones. And to be honest, I don't mix on headphones very often, but I do think you can. I think it's better to do that than to try and mix in a badly treated room or a room that's not treated at all, I should say. But sometimes it's about learning about your particular environment as well. Anyway, moving on. What have we got? Phil. Phil, yes. I know, Phil. Yes, that's another thing that's happening is some people are trying to resell stuff online. Just a bit disappointing. I don't like to generalize. I try and stay positive. The media is showing us these people doing that. I do think it's a minority. I think most people are considerate. My experience is that most people are decent. It's just that the assholes are easy to see. If you can, moving on. I just want to reiterate: if you can support your local musicians at all, then I think it's a great thing to do. Now, before we do pick the last winner, so glad that we've had someone who's in the chat as well. Before we do go ahead and pick the last winner, I'd just like to remind you, or I know you had to join the forums in order to take part in this particular contest. And that was my way of luring you into the forums. But please do check them out from time to time. If you've got any questions, I have been really busy since I created the forums. I haven't been in there an awful lot, but I've tried to get in there a bit and answer a few things. I've been reading a lot more than I've been responding to. There is a tip section as well, which some people have been taking part in, particularly Ben. And there's been some really good tips to improve the forums in there. And I promise you, I have read those, taken them on board. But I'm snowed under at the moment with work. So before, I know you're all going to rush away once I've picked the last winner. So once again, I just want to say thank you. And the people I haven't thanked yet, of course, is Ample Sound themselves. And, they're very generous with this channel and the giveaways. And so I want to thank them for that. They're good people, actually. They're not some big corporation that are just trying to grab your money. I've had a few really interesting chats with the CEO, particularly of Ample Sound. And all I can tell you is he's deadly passionate about guitars. He really is, more than anything. So, you know, I think that's why so much effort goes into their products. So, as if we would, Joe. Now, so moving on to the last person, I'll bring up my little spinny wheel here. And we're going to pick the last winner. So good luck to you all. Here we go. Do, 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 do. Paul M194. That's your username, Paul. So congratulations to Paul. I don't think there's any Pauls in the chat this evening, but congratulations. I hope you see us on the replay, Paul. And I will be contacting all three of our winners. I keep getting rid of myself here and get myself back. So thank you very much for joining me, guys. A big thank you for all of your support recently. I'm really happy with the way the channel is going. But we're getting back to normal now that the series is over, and you know, doing some of these giveaways and things. But lots more tutorials coming to you all. Always let me know which tutorials would benefit you most. I'll be doing some cakewalk tutorials. I'm also going to be doing a few Studio One tutorials. I know most of you probably watching a cakewalk users. I use Cakewalk and Studio One as well, and I haven't really done any Studio One tutorials. And there's been a few people asking me if I could do that. So if you're a Studio One user, look out for some of those as well. But fear not, Cakewalk users. There's many tutorials coming your way as well. So have a wherever you are, have a wonderful morning, day, evening. Go to bed and have a nice sleep if that's what you're about to do. And I will see you all in the next video.